Arcanine has been around since day one. Our Cantonian puppy met Squirtle, battled Pikachu, and still shown lots of love. Intimidate is an excellent defensive ability. With a 555 base stat total, this pseudo-legendary Pokemon is mainly used as a physical attacker. Let's test it out in a different way. Hyper Voice and Throat Spray paired together increases our special attack by 1 stage. Add on Fire Blast, we are ready to melt some challengers, and Extreme Speed is excellent priority coverage. We also have Solar Beam on there as well when we have the sun up. Let's test this out together. How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to another episode where we highlight Arcanine. In this video, we're going to do our best to make Arcanine into a special sweeper. It won't always work, but we'll find ways to make it really interesting. Now, this team that I'm coming up against is really good. They have a lot of OU Pokemon. They have the most annoying one out there, which is that Gliscor. If you know, you know how annoying Gliscor is, and it is incredibly difficult to work around, but we're gonna do our best over here. This Golisopod has a funny ability that we might or might not get to see over here. If we don't, we don't. But this Drifloon, I try to use this Drifloon to irritate the opponents. It has Strength Sap, it has Calm Mind, it has Defog in case there's some hazards. I was looking around, I saw that they could potentially put hazards, but you never really know. But the good thing over here is that I figured out I can try to come up against this Gliscor. I knew that they were going to try and set up thinking I was going to swap out. They're faster than me, but what they don't know is that I have Sturdy over here, so they just immediately run right out. They don't want to lose they really don't want to lose their Gliscor like that. So I figure out let's try and find an interesting way. We whittled down the Gliscor quite a lot, and then they bring in Cerulege, and with this Sturdy ability living on Absolute 1, we are able to get that Zap Cannon off, which 100% guarantees a paralysis because it's a 50% accurate move. And at this point, I figure, all right, we took out the Cerulege, you're down to Sturdy, might as well just let you go down. And this is where it gets interesting. This Kartana is so powerful, so fast, very frail. But what we can do is try to use some sort of, a fire move on it. And while I know that I was supposed to use Fire Blast, that will be coming up in the next video. I lost my other videos where I was doing that, and I really wanted to get this out. But we saw over here that I tried to bait out the fire move to use Hyper Voice and get that +1 on there. So Flamethrower would be able to take out that Golisopod. And even though we swapped our Arcanine out because I figured it would be the best choice since I did not want to lose this Arcanine immediately, I thought it would be best to keep it alive for the reasons, and I specifically wanted the sun up because with the sun up I'd be able to Volt Switch out of the Thundurus and hit this Rotom with a super effective powerful Solar Beam, which just one-shots this Rotom from where it was at. And it's pretty entertaining when I get to do that. It's it takes a lot. And it's actually really fun being able to one-shot or take out a Rotom and take out the Gliscor with something that it's super effective against. So that was really good. Now comes in this Weavile, and I know this Weavile is always going to be faster. We don't even have our item, and that knockoff did way too much damage. Now, this is where things get really tricky. I have 4 Pokemon, they have 1, but their 1 is Kartana, and it is extremely difficult. It hit me with a Smart Strike. I don't know what they were thinking. If I stayed in, that Smart Strike probably would not have taken out the Arcanine because Smart Strike is a Steel type move and it's not very effective against Arcanine. But honestly, I threw right here, and you're gonna see why. I should have hit this Kartana with an Extreme Speed. It has such frail defenses. It probably would have done a lot of damage. But what can we do? It takes out the Lucario with the +1, and then I remove that +1 with Intimidate, which is amazing. Then it gets another +1 after it takes out my Arcanine, so it just starts flipping around. So if you hear this phone in the background, it's definitely my neighbor's. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, this I tried to do as much damage as I can. A Volt Switch won't do much to this, so I'm just scrambling over here trying to take this Kartana out, but at this point I just know I'm not winning this match. I'm happy that I was able to get the Hyper Voice off. I wish I was able to stay in and thought it through to be able to, do some more damage to their team. But that's just how it is. And, sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. But I thought I'd share some losses over here because it's not bright and shiny all the time. And now the second battle. If you're enjoying this content, do me a favor, drop a like button. YouTube enjoys it for some reason. This is where things get really interesting. They start off with I don't even know what they start off with. I'm seeing my Rhyperior over here. They start off with their Palisand, and normally this is not a great matchup for me because, ground is not is super effective against rock, and rock is not very effective against ground. So I think the best case I could do is try to Dragon Tail it out with something that just try to do what I can. But it sets up the Sandstorm. Interesting. So Dragon Tail misses, naturally, not 100%. That means it's a 50-50. And then it tries to Giga Drain me. I think I need this Delmise around. It could be very useful because it is a Ghost type as well. And I have Seed Bomb on this Jumpluff, which, in some circumstances can be a nightmare, but not really this one. I just do as much damage as I can to this Palisand. Try to get this Strength Sap, but it's not a physical attacker, so we don't really get that much benefit from this Strength Sap. I just want to whittle down the Sandstorm and be a little annoying, because honestly sometimes using Pokemon like this, you have to be a little annoying in order to get what you're looking for. So I try to heal up as much as I can, encore it into going for Giga Drain so it can waste its PP on there. Just do what I can, try to Seed Bomb it away. If it's gonna run out of encores, and I'll just encore it again. But honestly, I think it just looks like one more Seed Bomb and it's taken out, and that's exactly the case. So we took out a pretty big threat over there because we have 3 Pokemon over here weak to ground type moves, and they no longer have a ground type Pokemon. But I know that my Jumpluff is faster than this Ceruledge. Even though it's gonna hit me with a Bitter Blade, we actually managed to survive that. So I thought I'd just, lower its attack by 1, so the next thing I can come in with will actually be able to live a hit and do some decent damage without taking some really strong fire, psychic, or ghost type moves. And they think the best case scenario is, just to swap out. And this flip turn turned out to be perfect because I knocked the Disguise out, and we're bringing back one of our favorites, Belly Bolt. This Mimikyu uses its Z move, Let's Snuggle Forever. I honestly don't know what kind of Z move this is. If it was a ghost or a fairy, I think that was a fairy. But this Electromorphosis allows us to do devastating damage to this Mimikyu. Not taking it out, but Fire Blast comes in, Fire Blast hits. That's 1 Fire Blast, 1 hit. Goldingo comes in, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hit it with a Fire Blast. One shot this Goldingo. I love this special Arcanine. No one sees it coming. We have a Petulant over here, another ghost type. We can't Hyper Voice, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna hit it with a Fire Blast. It doesn't do 50%, it does 47%, but we do not get the poison over there, and thankfully we don't, or else we would have been confused as well. Then we get the crit on the Fire Blast. They must be fuming. The only thing I can do over here is really Fire Blast, and I'm afraid this has Flash Fire, so I'm not gonna try to Flash Fire this. I'll just go in, sack a Belly Bolt, unfortunately, and then intimidate this, probably get out again. I think that's exactly what I do. Yep, intimidate, switch out to a Rhyperior because it uses Psychic. And I'm thinking, okay, Psychic, I should have seen this. Ceruledge had damage on it. This is definitely not Ceruledge. This is the what's it called? Zoroark. This is the shiny, beautiful, ghost-looking Zoroark, and I knew that if I just hit it with a Dragon Tail, it won't be able to do much. I definitely didn't see that one coming, but I should have paid more attention. I was just so excited that I landed so many Fire Blasts in a row. And even though I did not get to use the Hyper Voice on this, which I literally can't because it's, I literally couldn't. It's a full ghost type team unless I have Scrappy, but that's something completely different. I let the Rhyperior go down because I selfishly really want to take this out with the Arcanine. I come in with the Arcanine. we have to end this on a high with the puppy landing the Fire Blast again. I can't believe how many Fire Blasts we landed. I really enjoyed this video, and I hope you did as well. Let me know what you think. Drop down your thoughts in the comment, and I'll see you on the next one.